the best product I've ever built and the best agency I've ever built is the one that I'm currently in. And it was done by following Alex Hormozi's value equation. Now, regardless of whether you run a marketing agency, sales agency, appointment setting agency, or coaching business, it doesn't matter. This equation can be applied. So the formula is dream outcome multiplied by perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay multiplied by effort and sacrifice equals value. Now, for those of you who didn't do too well with maths in school, I was a bit of a math nerd, so I remember this. The way fractions work is the higher the number at the top is and the lower the number at the bottom is, the bigger this number will be here. So to give you an idea, let's say we do the fraction 1 divided by 2, right? That'll give us a result of 0.5. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. Now, if I make this number over here greater, right? So if I now change this and I do another formula, which is 8 divided by 2 or 8 over 2, I'm going to get the result of 4. If I was to then go and increase it one more time and go 10 over 1, I'm going to then get the result of 10. If I then go 10 over, and I make this, so again, the higher the number is here, the lower the number is here, the more the number is here. So if I go now 10 over 0.5, I'm going to get 20. Even if I keep this the same, if this number gets lower, the result on the right side, so what it equals will be higher. So what we want to be doing by using this formula is trying to maximize the dream outcome, maximize the perceived likelihood of achievement for our customers. And we want to minimize time delay as much as humanly possible and effort and sacrifice as much as humanly possible. And if we can do that, then we will create maximum value. And the key thing to understand here is that the more value you can create, the more you can charge for your product or service. And to give you a perspective, what we can do is we can look at the idea of, say, losing weight. Okay, so let's say we're trying to sell someone on losing weight, and we're offering two different products. Product number one is surgery. If I'm not wrong, it's called liposuction, maybe. I don't know, but let's just call it fat loss surgery to make it make it easy. Fat loss surgery. And then option two is gym membership. Now, which one of these two products, right, are people willing to spend more money on? And if you think about it, the answer is pretty simple and obvious. It's actually product number one. This product over here is a, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, depending on where you get it done, right? To do a surgery like this probably costs tens of thousands of dollars, whereas a gym membership is what, 20 bucks a week? Probably a lot less, actually. It's probably like more like $50 a month or something, right? So people, when they're taking a look at both these products are supposed to give that person the same outcome, which is losing weight. Whereas one of them, people are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for. The other one, they will hesitate to pay $50 a month. Now, the question should be why? Well, if we take a look at the value equation, you'll be able to figure out why. If we take product number one and we take a look at dream outcome, the dream outcome is them reaching their ideal body weight and having their ideal body. Okay. So they are, it's clear, right? The dream outcome, I'd probably say between the gym and fat loss surgery is the same. It's them getting to a weight that they're happy with. So that's their dream outcome. Now, perceived likelihood of achievement is now going to be different because for fat loss surgery, the perceived likelihood of achievement will be 100%. If on a scale, it would be 100%. They would have 100% confidence, right, that they would be able, that the likelihood of them losing weight would take place because it's a surgery, right? It's a surgery. They're going to go in there and literally remove the fat and they're going to lose weight. So the perceived likelihood of achievement is 100%. The time delay, right? Whereas, but as opposed to the gym, for example, this number over here would not be 100%, it might be 5%. It's lower because people don't trust themselves. to actually show up to the gym and actually work out and then eat healthy and eat less calories than what they're burning to actually lose weight. So their perceived likelihood of achievement is quite low. So you can already see that in product number one, fat loss surgery, that this top half over here is a lot bigger of a number than if it was compared to gyms. So we're already dealing with discrepancy there. And then at the bottom here, time delay. Time delay of a fat loss surgery is 24 hours, right? Or 5 hours or 4 hours, or however long it takes to do the surgery, and then maybe a couple of weeks of recovery. I've never looked into fat loss surgery, by the way, so sorry if I'm getting this totally wrong. But let's just assume it's a couple of weeks of recovery. It's like a couple of weeks, and I've lost 30 kilos. 30 kilos. I've hit my goal. The time delay over here is quite low, right? And then the effort and sacrifice is very low, right? Why? Because what do you have to do to have a surgery? It's just you go to sleep, you literally have to do nothing and you've lost 30 kilograms. So the effort and sacrifice is really low. You might argue there's some effort and sacrifice with the recovery process, which is understandable. But let's compare that to the gym. Gym time delay could be 12 months, right? And effort and sacrifice is enormous. It's a huge number. So again, in the same way that I said, the bigger this number, the lower this number, the more value, the same is true. The lower this number and the higher this number, the less value. And right now, when we take a look at a gym, the dream outcome, okay, it is what it is. Perceived likelihood of achievement is low. So this number is really small at the top. Time delay is 12 months, 6 to 12 months. Effort and sacrifice is massive, like gym 3 times a week, all the sacrifice they're going to have to make when it comes to food. That number is huge. And so the value is small. And that's why a gym can only charge $50 a month, whereas surgery can charge tens of thousands a month. So if we want to build an agency where we can maximize how much we charge, what we need to do is take a look and analyze our agency and our offer and our product in accordance to this value equation. And honestly, this can be applied to any business. And then we want to analyze how we're going in each one of these departments. And then obviously for the ones at the top, we want to try and maximize them. And then for things at the bottom, we want to try and minimize them. So let me give you guys an example, even in my own sales agency. So in my sales agency, we don't just generate leads. We have a sales team that will work those leads and call those leads on behalf of our clients, and not only book appointments, but work to get those deals over the line on behalf of our clients. And the reason we've gotten to the point where we went from just being an agency that's generating leads all the way through to us actually closing those deals on behalf of our clients is because I was following this formula. And guess what? The more we did, and the more I followed the formula, the more we were able to charge, and the more valuable we became to our clients, and the higher retention, higher our gross profit, etc. So let's analyze it. So dream outcome. Let's say you have a client, and their dream outcome is they want more revenue. So they want, like, say, $1 million in revenue added to their business. So that's their dream outcome. First, ask yourself, is that what you're offering? Right? Because you might be trying to sell them into something without actually giving them what their dream outcome is. And this is where a lot of agency owners and companies make mistakes. They'll sell a product, but it's not actually what the person wants. You have to figure out, what does this person want? So do they want leads, or do they want sales? Right? Do they want sales, or do they want revenue? Do they want revenue, or do they want profit? Do they want profit, or do they just want to grow their team? Do they want to keep their team busy? Do they want more revenue and more profit, or do they want to dominate their industry and beat their competitors? Whatever your prospect's dream outcome is, you need to get clear with it. And the more accurate it is, the higher this number is. So you need to first get clear on what your prospect's dream outcome is. I know for my industry, it is profitable projects and consistent projects. So it's us helping them get 3 to 4 projects per month in the renovations niche. So it could be 3 to 4 bathroom renovations per month, right? This is what they want. I know this is what they want. I've tried to tell them about how we're going to make them 100 grand a month in revenue or 200 grand a month in revenue. It's not language they respond well to. What they want is consistent projects every month. And so that's what we choose to use in our language when we're selling this product. Instead of saying, do you want an extra $1 million a year? Do you want an extra 200 grand a month or 100 grand a month? We say, do you want an extra 3 to 4 projects consistently every single month? And And that's allowed them to see our product as more valuable because it's closer in line with what their dream outcome is. So take a look at your customer. Think about what they want. What's their dream outcome? What do they imagine their dream outcome to be? And then you have to sell them based on that. So again, if I was to take this one step further, they don't only want 3 to 4 projects a month. That's a means to an end. They want 3 to 4 projects a month. And they also want to get to a point where they never have to worry about where their next project is coming from. And that's why when we're selling, a lot of our marketing material, and even when we're selling, we say, look, if you join us, you'll never go quiet again. Because we know that's what they want. They want to no longer be fearful of ever going quiet because in our particular niche, they go through peaks and troughs. And so we use language like that that's tailored towards their personal dream outcome. Okay, so have a think about that, get clear on what the dream outcome is for your clients, and then that will allow you to adjust how you sell, your marketing material, your offer, everything else. And then this number at the top is going to naturally increase. Let's move on to the next one, which is perceived likelihood of achievement. Now, perceived likelihood of achievement is us going, okay, we're going to get you 3 to 4 projects. Then we understand the more confidence they now have in the likelihood of this being achieved, the more value they're going to see, right? The more likely the more they're going to be willing to spend, the more likely they're going to actually convert. Because the truth is, if I could tell someone they're going to get 3 to 4 projects a month and their perceived likelihood of achievement is 100%, they're going to be willing. Every single person would sign on to that. And so what can we do to increase their perceived likelihood of achievement? Well, you've got case studies. That's one way of doing that. Again, something that's typically quite missed a lot. We sent a professional video crew to shoot an amazing testimonial with one of our clients who we produced amazing results for, and that testimonial itself has just brought us so much attention and so many inquiries from other people just like him. Because the perceived likelihood of achievement now is significantly higher as opposed to, say, just a standard image ad, right? So case studies is a way to make people feel, case studies, reviews, testimonials is a way for people to feel that they have a high likelihood of achievement. Another one could be social proof. So social proof is your online presence, being featured in certain articles. We've done that too. We've tried to be featured and do some PR campaign just to add more social proof to us. But really, in our space, to make someone feel as though you have a really high perceived likelihood of achievement, it will probably be a guarantee. And that'll explain why, for those of you who are familiar with Alex Hormozi, he's big on, putting together an unbeatable offer. Because if you can say, hey, I'm going to get you 3 to 4 projects a month, and guess what? I'm going to guarantee it by doing X, Y, Z. Now their perceived likelihood of achievement has risen astronomically, right? Because you're not only saying, hey, like, I'm going to give you what you dream, your dream outcome, but I also guarantee you're going to get it. And here's how I guarantee it. I guarantee X amount of appointments. I guarantee X amount of sales. And if I don't produce this for you, this is what I'm going to do in return. And being able to do that, obviously, you won't be able to do it right at the beginning. You can't do like extreme guarantees, but for us in our niche, we've set our system up where we're so confident in our ability to deliver results where we're willing to guarantee a certain level of profit at the end of their engagement with us, or we refund them the difference, or we refund them our fees. And we also have set up a structure where there's with a commission element as well, so that we don't actually need to earn all of our fees up front. We can actually we're willing to be patient for them to close deals, and we're going to take commission on the back end. That allows them to gain more confidence because they think, okay, they're promising me 3 to 4 projects a month, but this company is also going to take a percentage. Instead of charging me X amount, they're charging me half of that, and the rest they're going to earn through commission. Now I feel as though this is going to work, because if it wasn't going to work, why would they charge me commission? They would just be asking for all of that up front. And so those are small things that you can do. And we also, like, again, have a really strong guarantee in place. So when you take a look at your product, ask yourself, like, how from a case study perspective, from a social proof perspective, from a guarantee perspective, when someone takes a look at your product, if you gave it a percentage right now, what percentage out of 100% would you say they feel like the likelihood of achievement would be? And if it's at 40%, work to get it up to 80%. Another thing as well is conviction in your selling. Very, very important too. Just having conviction from your closer having conviction, you having conviction. Conviction is another thing that makes someone feel like there's a high likelihood of achievement. So now when you take a look, you go, okay, I'm going to get clear on my dream outcome. I'm going to stack as much as I can to increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. What you'll be doing is maximizing this number at the top. Now, the fun part it gets into play, and this has a lot to do with your product. When we think about time delay is something that is quite big, a big leverage. What's it called? A big lever? Yeah, so something big, a big lever you can pull that will make a big difference in the overall perceived value of your clients. So to give you an example, the way we built, so our clients would come to us and say, I've worked with a previous company, and in the first month was they were setting things up. Second month they were split testing, and then the third month is when they started to produce some results. But by that point, we had spent so much money, and it just wasn't. We didn't get a return on our investment. So that's one thing that we hear. Another thing that we hear is, yep, I generated a whole bunch of leads. I had to, call all of these leads and book appointments and go and see them. And by the time I closed the deal, it wasn't until 3 or 4 months later. Another thing we hear is, oh yeah, this SEO company was trying to tell me they were going to get me on the first page of Google. I worked with them for 12 months, and every month they would tell me they needed more time, and it was just going to take too long before I saw results. I need results right away. I need to see a return on my investment. So when you take a look and you think about like running SEO services, time delay is quite high. When you run lead generation services where you're not niche down and you actually have to figure out how to get results for them, but through split testing and different, offers and creatives, because you're not familiar with the niche and industry, that's going to have a high time delay too. In general, what you want to do is minimize this. So what we've done, because we're niche down, we've built a funnel and a marketing system that has already went through the iteration process and been tested to the point now where if someone signs on, we tell them, like, if you sign on today, we can have your first appointments booked within the next 48 hours, right? And what needs to be done in between that is just them simply providing us with a marketing budget, and that's it, right? Because we already have a proven system set up, so we can actually minimize time delays as much as possible. So when it comes to like think about it from your service, but between the time that they come on and when they get that dream outcome that they want, so say 3 or 4 projects a month or clients, how long does it take? Ask yourself that. Does it take 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Not for them to start getting leads or inquiries or views. I'm talking about their end dream outcome of actually getting 3 to 4 projects. So let's say it takes like 6 weeks in terms of time delay. What you want to do is try to make this as small as possible or as short as possible. So, can we bring this down to be 24 hours? You won't do this overnight, but that's at the moment, like that's our goal. So we took a look at everything. We took a look at our onboarding process because, we can't just, we need the builder to go through an onboarding process with us. They've got to give us the photos of their work and connect their calendars and CRMs and they need to learn how to use the CRM. They've got to also go through their sales training. There's things that we need to build as well. So there is an onboarding process that they go through. There's also the process of generating leads for them and then converting those leads into appointments. And then there is us booking appointments for them to actually go and see those customers and put together their quotes. And then maybe do a follow-up meeting with our customer. And weeks could go by before they've closed the deal. So when we take a look at what we do, we always ask, okay, can we make our onboarding process shorter? what can we eliminate from the onboarding process? How can we make this faster so that the amount of time that they need to onboard goes from 7 days to like, 10 hours or 5 hours or like 30 minutes. So we're always looking for ways to shorten our onboarding process. We're looking for ways to shorten the amount of time from when they signed on to start seeing customers. So, for example, one thing that my appointment setting team was doing was they were when a new client would come on board. Let's say they started on Monday. If they booked appointments for them on Tuesday or Wednesday, and they managed to get some appointments, they booked them for the following week or for 2 weeks in advance, right? And so we started to say anyone who's a new client, right, do not book them with people who don't want to see them for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Book them with people who want to see them in the next 2 days. Prioritize them to the people that are ready to go ASAP, because we want to minimize the amount of time it takes for them to see enough people to start closing deals. We want to get them their first deal closed ASAP. When it came to the actual sales process, what we were noticing is our clients were seeing a customer, sitting down with them, doing measurements, putting together, going back, putting together a quote, sending a quote, having second, third meetings. So what we started to do is in our initial, sales process is we would get all the information that a builder would otherwise need to be able to quote on a job faster. So they can almost go prepared with a quote to the job to minimize the amount of time that it would take to get a deal over the line. We would teach our builders to try and get deals closed on the spot rather than having to go through a 2 or 3 week back and forth through email sales cycle, which is what they were used to. Anything we could do to reduce time delay, we would constantly be obsessed and focused over. And that's essentially like how we think and what we're currently doing and why we've done so much. And then finally, effort and sacrifice is why we have built our service in the way that we have it. Because if originally we started generating leads, and then those leads would come in, and then our clients would have to call them, well, that requires a lot of effort. That requires maybe 10 or 20 hours a week of just calling leads and following people up, and a lot of sacrifice because it's stressful of dealing with people who are not qualified, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we took on that and we started doing it for them. Now they just have to attend appointments with and do quotes. That reduces their effort and sacrifice. Okay. So what we're trying to do is more for them, constantly thinking, what more from the process can we do for them? How can we get it to the point where they do as least amount as possible? And the less effort and sacrifice they can put in, or they will put in, the more value we're going to produce, and therefore the more money we can charge and the more money we can make. So I've obviously used my own personal experience in this. I'll now think about a couple different agency models and I'll give you some ideas. So let's say, for example, you run a business and are focused on bringing on tax accountants. Their dream outcome is, landing 5 new company accounts. So company pro clients, not like personal client, like, B2C, actual B2B company clients, because there's more money in that for them. So that's their dream outcome. That's what you focus on. We'll help you generate 5 new company tax clients, etc. Secondly, perceived likelihood of achievement. We guarantee you will do this or this will happen. And just like our 3 other tax client accounting clients who we've been able to scale, like this one, right? So that's like increased perceived likelihood of achievement. And when you sell with conviction. And we will help you get in front of, your first, 5 people within 24 hours of signing up with us. Imagine you could pull that up, and you could achieve that. Sorry, pull that off. And then it requires no effort on your end. We will generate all the inquiries. We will speak to them. We will qualify them. We'll book the appointments. We'll follow them up to make sure they attend. All you have to do is just show up to the meeting and do what you do best, and that is sell your service. And we'll even teach you how to sell. So you're going to close deals using a proven method. If you can do that, you'll build a product that will produce significantly more value, a product you'll be able to charge a lot more for, a product that will make your clients a lot more money, and increase retention on the back end, therefore increasing your lifetime gross profit, allowing you to spend more than all your competitors on acquiring customers. So hopefully you found this video valuable. If you have any questions about this or you want anything clarified, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you are in the agency space and you're looking to scale your agency, you've got a coaching business, or you want to build a sales agency, and you're looking for help and someone to help you scale that, recruit people, teach you how to sell if you're unfamiliar with high ticket sales. Feel free to click the link below or reach out to me on Instagram. Be happy to see if we can help you out. Okay, until next time, take care.